everybody, it's Plow from BowEcho at youtube.com/3plow3, bringing you a sort of modified Halo 5 Genie episode today in which I'll be devoting the whole video to just a single wish. So what I'll be talking about today, to put it simply, is my wish for Halo 5 to have two groupings of playlists, one being a newer wave type of Halo, while the other is what you most commonly hear referred to as the classic style Halo. While gathering food for thought for this video, I came across this post on the Waypoint forums that provides a pretty solid and understandable explanation of the type of game Halo is at its core. Halo is an arena shooter. Arena shooters do not take realism into consideration, do whatever they can to eliminate random factors, do whatever they can to increase the skill gap and competitiveness, are supposed to have huge skill gaps. When you suck at an arena shooter, the solution isn't for the developer to make the game easier for you, the solution is for you to just get better at the game. All of these factors led to a successful trilogy of Halo. So all these things are what provided the foundation for Halo to become the game that it is, and because of that, the closer a Halo game stays to these qualities, the better the game will be. So my wish regarding the two main playlist categories hinges on there being a full batch of playlists that feature a dominantly classic Halo style. And what would that look like? First off, no sprint. But don't worry if you think that you like sprint in Halo, base player speeds could be notched up a tad, and there's also the movement acceleration, which is basically how long it takes you to change directions and attain full speed again. These elements could be tested over and over, tweaked to perfection to eliminate the need of sprint if there actually ever was one, which you can probably tell I don't think there ever was. Secondly, this classic group of playlists would exclude armor abilities and loadouts in way of classic AR pistol and BR AR starts. All power weapons and power-ups would be set on map spawns, and the maps would cater to the classic Halo gameplay. Power-ups would be the classic active camo, overshield, so none of that newer stuff like damage boost and speed boost. Now getting to another major aspect of this classic Liga playlist, I would want there to be a skill-based rank that encompasses the classic playlist as a whole. I'd like to see the system based purely on individual performance and have nothing to do with wins and losses, because playing a party of four somewhat good players when your team is just made up of yourself and three randoms with zero communication usually never goes too well and can be extremely frustrating if you play well and your team is absolute garbage. Furthermore, your rank would be a combination of the various playlists in the classic category, so having skill in a variety of game types is acknowledged and rewarded. In Slayer, a solid KD and a measure of other skillful qualities such as assists, headshots, and even no scopes, for example, would all go in towards boosting your skill rank. And in objective modes, KD might have a smaller weight, and time in the hill, flag captures, flag returns, etc. would all be considered and rewarded as well. Now moving on to the other division of playlists, the evolved or new wave style of Halo. Personally, I think the best way that this would work is to sort of view it as an action sack-like grouping. Maybe that doesn't make much sense, but that's how I would see myself thinking of it and relatively how much time I'd be spending in it. In other words, when I feel like I need a break from the classic division, I would head over to the evolved and play around with all the new fun and exciting game elements and just kind of have a fun, laid-back, casual time. The thing is, I'd almost hope for a drastic split between the classic and the evolved to form so they don't feel too similar. They would pretty much be two completely different Halo experiences. The classic way yielding in my books to fun, nostalgic, original, and competitive Halo gameplay, and then the evolved on the other hand would provide the stereotypical things people think a next-gen first-person shooter has to have and that they've come to expect. I know it sounds like I'm trying to downplay this type of Halo, but honestly, 343 has the ability to make it enjoyable for casual players, as well as the occasional drop-in by people who prefer a more competitive game style. This new wave Halo playlist division would also have its own dedicated ranking system, but far less complex and of course not skill-based. It would simply be the type of ranking system where you just earn XP to rank up and up and up. So what we saw in Halo Reach and Halo 4, except for the love of God, you can't hit max rank in a month of moderate playtime, and so maybe something more like Halo Reach, but also for the love of God, hopefully it wouldn't take a lifetime to hit max rank, so a nice compromise of somewhere in between would be just great. I wouldn't want to see a player's classic and new wave ranks combined to form one rank. Instead, on your player card, your classic and new wave rank would just be displayed separately and maybe even in another section like the arena was in Halo Reach. For people who really care about their display of rank, which is most likely competitive players, the ultimate thing to do is to have a high rank in the classic, which shows off your skill, and also a high rank in the new wave, which shows that you can grind away for hours on end and earn that XP like you the boss. But of course, for those players who don't really give a crikey about their new wave, they can just focus on the skill-based rank in the classic playlist. Whereas the complete and 00Bs who would barely be able to put up a skill above the bottom could be having fun playing in a less competitive environment where anybody can reach max rank if they want to. After all this time of referring to the two different categories as classic and new wave and whatnot, I'd like to assign some more official names that I think would fit well. Taking a look at one of the pieces of beautiful menu concept art by Chetler from NeoGaf, we see he actually made something that fits right along the lines with what I'm lobbying for. Two separate playlist this category is called Classic and Infinity. So as you've heard me call them, the two categories will be known as the divisions. The New Wave one, called Evolved, and the classic one, called Arena. Yes, I know both names sort of originate from Halo Reach, but Evolve just makes sense and words with V's just sound cool. And then for Arena, if you remember back to the beginning of the video, I opened up talking about how Halo was born an arena shooter. By holding true to its identity, Halo is really at its best, and the best of Halo in my opinion is the best of all games out there and all games still to come. So that brings us towards the end of the video now, and I want to ask you guys something regarding the ranking systems that would be found in the two divisions. I didn't really get into specific details what the ranks would be like, meaning would the arena ranking be like Halo 3 and pin a number 1 through 50 on you, or would it be like a rating which we saw in the arena in Halo Reach, which assigned you to a division ranging from Iron to Onyx. Personally, in the Evolved, I'd like it to be pretty similar to Halo Reach and have it be that each rank is an actual name instead of just numbers like 1 through 130, which is honestly probably as boring as you can get. And I do like the concept of earning credits to buy things that in this case would be unique to the Evolved division. And then in the arena, I personally think it should be a number rating, maybe not necessarily 1 through 50, but something similar that would allow you to save both your ranks together, such as, oh, I'm a major grade 3, skill 40, or something like that. And just to throw this in, there would also be things unique to the arena division that you would unlock, for example, by hitting skill 10, and I would love for there to be achievements unique to the arena that unlock stuff for you as well. So leave your comment on that or any other thing that you feel like sharing. Let's get a good old conversation going on down below, and as you know, I absolutely love reading comments and discussing with you guys. I want to thank everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I really can't believe it's May and it feels like E3 is finally in sight. I know it'll be here crazy soon, so I'm really psyched about that, and I know a lot of you guys are too. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Platform BowEcho, and BowEcho's out.